Happy Thursday, St. Charles students. Well, here we are. It's the fourth day in our series where we're talking about nutrition and exercise, and we're becoming aware of the things that might help us to avoid diabetes. And today is our last book, Tricky Treats. It's still written by Georgia Perez, illustrated by Patrick Rollo and Lisa A. Fifield. Okay, so I said there's a special guest today, so let's get into Tricky Treats. Good morning, brother sun, said the great bald eagle as he opened his eyes and flapped his wings to start a new day. He flew over and circled the village as he did every day. Below he could see the village coming to life. People began moving about to begin their busy day. Today was the last day that Rain That Dances and his friends would meet with Mr. Eagle. I better take some snacks with me in case we get hungry, thought Rain That Dances. He filled his backpack with snacks and water and ran to meet his friends. Well, let's see. Is Rain That Dances doing a better job? We have some low-fat yogurt. We have whole grain bread. There's no sugar added here. I think he's doing up, and in the backpack. That's spring water. Okay. Little Hummingbird was already waiting for Rain That Dances. They could see Thundercloud and Simon coming towards them. Are we ready to go? Asked Little Hummingbird. Yes, and we have plenty of good of snacks this time, said Thundercloud. Guess we all thought of food today, he said, as he laughed and rubbed his tummy. Rain That Dances pointed to the sky. Look, there is Mr. Eagle. And they all looked up and waved to their friend. They were happy and wanted to hear what Mr. Eagle had to say today. The great bald eagle looked down and saw his friends. He flew down to circle closer above them and then flew on ahead. The children started running to keep up with the eagle. As the eagle flew closer to the stump, he saw Miss Rabbit and someone with her. Who could that be? He thought to himself. It was Coyote. He knew somebody else would be joining them today, but he did not know that it would be Coyote. As the eagle came down to rest on the tree stump, he asked, Coyote, why are you here today? And Coyote looked at the bird and said, Miss Rabbit told me that you were talking to the children about staying healthy. I wanted to join in. Is it okay? Now, coyotes are known to be sneaky animals. They like to trick anyone they come close to. Mr. Eagle thought about it for a minute and decided it would be okay for the coyote to stay. You can stay, Coyote, but I do not want you to trick the children. Thank you, said Coyote, and he gave a sneaky smile. He looked down the hill and saw the children coming up the path. Rain That Dances, Little Hummingbird, Thundercloud, and Simon were laughing and waving to their friends. This is Coyote, said Mr. Eagle. He wants to learn about staying healthy, too. Hello, Miss Rabbit and Coyote. We brought some snacks today in case we get hungry, said Thundercloud. Well, it is good because that is what I want to talk to you about today, replied Mr. Eagle. I know everyone likes to snack, but do you know that there are everyday snacks and snacks that are eaten only sometimes? Coyote lifted his front paw and stopped the eagle from talking. What do you mean, every day and sometimes? I think we should eat anything we want to when we're hungry, he said. Is Mr. Coyote giving good advice? This made Miss Rabbit hop into the air and Mr. Eagle flap his wings. They both looked at Coyote. This is why I want to talk to the children. I think the best way to talk about this is to see what you have in your backpacks, Mr. Eagle said. Rain that Dances jumped up and said, I went to the store with my mom, and I think we did a good job picking out some healthy snacks, he said proudly. He opened his backpack. First he pulled out some apple slices. How's this for an everyday snack, he asked. Coyote saw the small bag and laughed. Gee, that's such a small snack. That's not enough even for me. Eagle looked at the bag of apple slices and said, Hooray for you! That is a good size and a healthy snack food for every day. Rain the Dances smiled as he gave his friends a high five. He pulled out some carrots he had helped his mom cut up and put into bags. How's this? He said. Perfect, said Mr. Eagle. Those look delicious, and they are something that you can grow yourself in a garden, said Miss Rabbit. Coyote was disappointed. Wait, he held back. Coyote... Wait, howled Coyote as he ran back to the village. I'll be back. A short time later, Coyote came back, with a backpack in his mouth. Where did you get that? Mr. Eagle asked. Coyote put the backpack down, opened the bag, and said, Oh, I found this beside the road, and it didn't seem to belong to anyone. I bet there are some great treats in this bag. The children, Miss Rabbit and Mr. Eagle, looked at the coyote and then at the bag. With one shake, treats tumbled out of the bag. Look, now this is a great snack, Coyote said as he held up a bag of cookies. He waved the bag under the children's noses. Can I have some? Asked Thundercloud as he reached for the bag. The great bald eagle knew the coyote was trying to trick the children. Mr. Eagle said, Thundercloud, it is not safe to eat food you find lying around. Let's see what else Rain that Dances has in his backpack. Rain that Dances pulled out a bottle of water. The great bald eagle was happy to see that his little friend had brought enough water instead of fruit drink or soda pop. Coyote shook his head and looked to see what else fell out of the bag that he had found. I have soda pop and potato chips, he said, trying again to trick the children into having some. The great bird looked at the soda pop and said, That drink is a sometimes food because it has too much sugar in it. Water is better. Water is a gift from Mother Earth, something we should have every day. Potato chips are a sometimes food. Little Hummingbird, stood up, putting her hands on her hips, looked at Coyote and said, Coyote, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to trick us, and you had better stop it. We will listen to Mr. Eagle so that we can grow up strong and stay healthy. Coyote lowered his head. The eagle was proud of Little Hummingbird. Now, can we see what else you have in your backpack, Thundercloud? Asked Mr. Eagle. Well, I was in a hurry this morning, and now I think I didn't make the best choices. The eagle put his wing around Thundercloud's shoulder. You know, sometimes we don't always choose the best snacks. But we can still eat the sometimes foods once in a while. Just not all the time. So what did you bring? The eagle asked again. Thundercloud pulled out a bag of sugared cereal. Now let's look at the cereal, said the great bird. What does the cereal have on it? Sugar, said Simon. Yes, that's right, replied the eagle. I like this cereal, said Coyote, licking his mouth. Because of the sugar, this is not an everyday food, said Mr. Eagle. How about these cherries? Asked Thundercloud. You have made a good choice, replied the eagle. Now, that wasn't that hard, was it? asked the eagle. No, but you have to think about it sometimes, said Simon. Thundercloud was happy that he had made a good snack choice. When picking a snack or a treat, we need to make sure it does not have a lot of sugar in it. We also need to remember that small amounts are better. Fruits and vegetables every day make for healthy snacks too, said Mr. Eagle. Still looking at the children and Coyote, the great bird said, I am very proud of all my new friends. You have taken the time to learn how to stay healthy. Coyote, I hope you will not try to trick the children into eating something you know is not good for them, and I hope you will return that backpack where you found it. Coyote lowered his head and said, I'm sorry that I tried to trick the children. When I see the children as I go through the village, I promise not to trick them. Looking at the children, Miss Rabbit and Coyote, Mr. Eagle said, So, what have we learned today? I know, said Simon. Eat fruits and vegetables. Rain the Dancers added, Choose everyday food snacks and eat small amounts. Thundercloud shouted, Eat sometimes foods less often. Coyote replied, Drink water and don't take something that does not belong to you. Little Hummingbird smiled and said, Move your body every day to help stay healthy in body and spirit. Miss Rabbit jumped in and added, Try growing your own vegetables. Mr. Eagle was so proud of his little friends. I will always be flying above to see how you are doing. And when you see me, you will remember what I have told you, he said. Now, let us share the snacks that you brought today, and then you can go home, he said. Coyote, the eagle continued, you need to return that backpack. It belongs to someone. We will surprise the person by putting a new bottle of water and a bag of carrot seeds in that bag. And we will put in a book through the eyes of the eagle in there. The book about us. They all sat down and enjoyed their snack together. As the children were leaving, they turned and waved goodbye to Mr. Eagle, Miss Rabbit, and Coyote. Rain the Dancers left with a big smile on his face. He and his friends would tell the people in the village about the ways they could stay healthy. Diabetes might even go away someday, he thought. Mr. Eagle will no longer be sad as he watches us from above. As Brother Sun began to go down behind the mountain to end another day, Mr. Eagle had a happy thought and said out loud, My new friends that have joined us to hear my stories will be strong in body, and like mine, their spirits will soar high with the happiness knowing that their future is bright. So, until another time, I will say goodbye. The end. Tricky treats. I bet some of you thought it was going to be about Halloween, and it's not. If you can choose a healthier snack, please do so. Some fruit, vegetables, carrot sticks, celery. You can still have a sometime treat. Mr. Eagle never said you can't have a cookie. You just shouldn't have them every day from morning until night. Mr. Eagle never said you can't watch a movie or play a video game, but you should also go outside and exercise. The idea is to move and be healthier through exercise and make better choices with your snacks and your eating. Again, I don't want you to end up like Mr. Holman. Mr. Holman has to take insulin. If you can avoid these nutritional choices, if you can make some better choices, please do so. If you can't, just be aware. Okay? But you can always choose to exercise. So, I think Mr. Eagle had some very good ideas. But sometimes it's way too easy to listen to Mr. Coyote. Don't you agree? So here's what I want second grade to do. Everybody else, have some exercise, have a healthy snack, have a good day. Second grade, I'm not going to ask you to do a lot. All I want you to do is take your notebook and tell me what you would say to Mr. Coyote the next time he wants you to eat an unhealthy snack. Until then, I'll be back tomorrow with another book. I hope you enjoyed the series Through the Eyes of the Eagle. I hope you take the advice and move around more, get some energy. Try to eat more vegetables. Again, Mr. Holman's learning just like the rest of you. And I'll tell you right now, I'm starting to benefit from a plate full of color. I've had all kinds of good vegetables with the dinners I've had being stuck at home. And that's probably a good thing because so it's just not good if you eat out every night. But enjoy the rest of your day. I'll be back tomorrow to end this week with another book. I'm going to try to find a really fun, probably do some fiction for just a little bit different. We've been doing a lot of fact books lately. So stay strong, stay healthy. St. Charles, stay blessed. Have a very good day.